What's good, chat? I said chat. What's good, Gators? Welcome to a new freaking podcast.
Cameras,
Hey,
you guys are actually
you know the
alive,
vibes,
yeah.
man. We have a podcast for you guys today. We have Hitman, Nonso, TJ as usual, and of course me. So we're talking about is dating. Actually, the title of this stuff is dating is a sin. You know, dating is a sin. So I don't know. Maybe it's a sin.
We're
Maybe
not
it's
talking
not.
about modern dating. No.
Modern dating.
It's not
But
a
let
sin,
me
no,
quickly switch up the camera here for you guys. It's a sin, guys. Don't date.
Well, it's a scene, it's a scenario sometimes, you
I
know.
beg, TJ, enough.
A scene. Well, it's not a
John
sin.
Cena, I see you.
That's
One
enough.
second here, guys. I don't know why I didn't put this first, but I need to center this to the screen, fit to screen. Alright, there we freaking go. There we freaking go. We have everybody showing. Where's my face at, man? Also, we need to see your good-looking face. So, you ugly rat, show your face quickly. Quickly. I'm joking. Nonso is a fine boy.
Not by lying, is not good to lie.
Oh god. So will you show your face? Alright, there we go.
I will.
I'm taking this off. The forehead matters here. Forehead matters, chat. I think we can all agree. Alright.
Forehead, oh. Let me show you what forehead means, guys.
Just don't pull up any
Your
word
four
stuff.
fingers.
Okay. No, mine is actually 5 actually.
If it's bigger than 4, then it should be 5 head.
The 5 head. We are, we're on top of this
You
game.
know that for now.
Alright. Let's get into this. So, TJ, please carry the show. You know, you're more calculated when it comes to how to start the show.
Yeah. Well, we have Trug here. I mean, let's actually be serious. But,
Let's
okay,
be
so
serious,
we're not talking
please.
about modern dating pros and cons.
Yeah.
I was doing some research here, and I can see people are saying. Well, first of all, the first question I have to ask you guys: do you guys agree that modern dating is toxic?
Okay.
What do you guys think about? Is it toxic? Is it not toxic? Like, what are you guys thoughts? Like, in terms of like the hookup culture, in terms of the actual pool, like, is there water or is it like piss in the pool? Like, what is actually filling the dating pool? Understand? So, all those kind of questions, like, those are the kind of questions.
Okay.
Alright. Me personally, I feel like it's horrible. Our modern dating is horrible because of, hookup culture mostly. Most people just forget about the whole idea of, dedication, commitment, and just rampant sex. And it's really detrimental for relationships and future kids because most kids will be born out of wedlock. Most kids will be born, from deadbeat dads. That's going to be very, very, very horrible for the future because now the government is going to have a lot. Like, it's going to be easier for the governments to control people in the future because of broken homes. That's what I feel.
No, sorry here.
Yeah, I agree with all those. Just add to your points as well, because things that stem from that deadbeat dads. Can you guys hear me?
No, we can hear you. I was just speaking to you.
Yeah, like, so the effects of those deadbeat dads also on the flip side, we have like single mothers as well, and single parents in general. So like the whole, I just want to add that. Yeah, I'm gonna reach out like, after we say each point, but
yeah, I think what we do is when you ask the questions, we'll let it go around from. We'll go from either Hitman, Nonso, then me, then you, TJ. That's
okay, I'll go
the
last.
question.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's how we will answer the question. Nonso, I don't know if you've bought in your I said button. Wow, I don't know if you bought your camera yet. But
No, I haven't.
the button now. I have a button here.
Looking for a check.
You're looking for chess.
For shirts, I beg.
Please wear something, please.
Hey,
come
what?
on,
You're talking about buying cars. You're talking about shirts. I'm so confused.
Because I wasn't wearing anything.
Oh,
don't worry.
Yeah.
Andrew Tate streams without his shirt on, so.
I was literally going to go shirtless, but I was like, let me just put.
Please hide that. Hide those flaws, please. Anyway, so you were asking. So to me, like, because I can only speak from my own experience, right? So dating, and I've not experienced dating. I've not actually experienced dating, but from what I've seen, right, it's more of a mix of insecurity and maybe
When you say insecurity, what do
Like
you
when I
define?
say insecurity, I mean guys, girls wanting to be with each other because of they are seeing other people doing it. You get me? Like, okay, they have friends that have girlfriends or boyfriends and they feel left out. They feel lonely just due to the fact that, okay, I don't have my own girlfriend or boyfriend. So that's
Yeah,
why
have you
they
heard of
do.
like FOMO? Sorry to call you like FOMO. It's
No.
like I think it's called fear of missing out. I don't know if you
Oh,
guys are saying
FOMO, I've
that.
actually heard that
Yeah,
one
FOMO.
before.
Yeah,
FOMO.
that's probably what. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's one. And of course that's not a good reason to be dating. You get me? That defeats the purpose of actually dating. That makes you, because when you get into this situation in a dating relationship, you don't know how to treat your partner well. You don't know all these core values that you don't even know the reason why you're dating. You just wanted to date because you just found somebody that wanted to date too. Then you guys are dating. You get me? So it's there's no value, meaning they do anything, they live by any rules, and you can't really have good standards. You can't look up to good, you can't be looking up to good standards, good behaviors from these partners, and makes like you see people now are rather just stay on their own and not want to socialize because maybe they've been hurt from past datings, past relationships, and all that, making it even difficult for people that are actually looking for you know relationships, looking for someone to spend their time with and stuff like that. So modern dating is not looking good, man. In general, it's just not looking good, man.
All right. Good points. Good
And
points.
also, are you ready now?
Yeah. I've been ready since now. Okay.
Then turn on your video
So-
now.
Wait, give me a second.
Yeah, I want us to beg him. Man.
Like, and your mic
Okay.
too. Like,
My-
you've forgotten. You're not new to this, so I can pardon Hitman, but I will get belt too.
Yeah, we've done a party
I will
before.
bring
like,
belt for you. In fact, let me go and keep it beside me.
There's a
Like my dad.
Wow.
When they bring belts,
You don't have to read that
belt
one,
is
just-
very important in life.
Hey, I look nice.
Yo, what's good?
Look like a coin.
I mean,
This guy is a gym rat.
after I went to find sleeveless for this guy. After I went to find sleeveless for this guy,
Whoa.
I appreciate it.
This guy's a giraffe. Oh, holy. Alright, let's go. What do you have for us,
That
man?
looks different. Wait.
Guy is
This
built
guy-
though. He's
Because of
built
the
though.
lighting now, it's the
Oh, the
lighting,
lighting,
I beg.
yeah.
The guy is a steroid user. Oh. Holy.
I beg.
Singlet is suffering, man. Holy, poor singlet.
More honestly, possibly.
Oh yeah, let's go.
The only thing I have left. Okay, so only thing I have to add, I guess, is that I think that's part of the issue with modern dating, at least from what I've seen, because I honestly try to stay away from this completely. From what I've seen, is that people don't really get into dating to go for marriage. It's more of either it's something that they've seen people do around them, or they just want to get some sort of pleasure from it. It's like people using each other to just enjoy themselves and enjoy their youth. And it's like, oh, I'm going to test out 99 different people, and maybe
Yeah, me
coincidentally,
travail.
I'll find I'll find the right one. So
have to leave,
like the mentality from the course.
Have to
not even the right
celebrate.
one, honestly. I beg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's-
Facts. So like what I got from everyone, we talked about like hookup culture. Him said it's detrimental to future, deadbeat dads, single parent households. Then Uzam talked about insecurity, FOMO, the value and the morals,
Homo.
trauma, and then you're talking about the purpose behind dating. Like what's the purpose behind dating? Like, there's no purpose, it's pleasure and peer pressure, which rhyme. Sadly. But anyhow, like so
Dumbass.
all these
Yeah.
things, yeah, like these are all like facts. Now we need to like delve into like the reason behind all these things. Like, is it like so the lack of value and morals, is that just stemming from our innate human nature to be like sporadic, to do anything kind of thing? Or is it obviously it's based on our society, our environment as well, but how does that value and morals link to the dating place? For instance, like we talk about religion, like for instance, if we look at countries where like the culture is more religious, is the dating better there? Or do you guys understand what I'm trying to say? Like, so like
Yeah.
what are all
Yeah,
the
I get what
factors that contribute to
How
like
the culture influences.
yeah, how does all this stuff influence, and then what is actually like each person's own actual viewpoint on dating? because the culture can be there, but then everyone has their own choice to make. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Okay, so
Okay.
yeah, he might can go.
Okay, thank you. So, when it comes to places that are more religious, I think dating is not what they actually call it. From experience and from asking people older than me, they call it courtship. I'm sure you guys are aware.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I feel like courtship and dating are very different because courtship is more like a promise to marriage, but dating is
Exactly.
like a short-term shit, like just to enjoy themselves and get over it. So I feel like when it comes to more religious places, it's courtship that goes on more than dating.
Yeah.
Well said.
so they're more in court than
Yeah,
in just
they are
courtship.
criminals. Um, yeah. To his point, because I feel, courtship. I think it's kind of the same thing when you say courtship and engagement. Is that the same thing? No.
I'm
No.
just looking up the
Engagement
definition
is
here,
no.
right?
Engagement means.
It's saying courtship is more of a formal arrangement compared to dating. Courtship is usually the pre-matrimonial period where the couple gets to know each other and engage in a romantic
Exactly.
relationship.
That's actually kind of dating. Get to know each other. That's what they do in
Yeah,
dating.
yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
literally what they do in
But
dating.
dating, on the other hand, is a casual affair and there's no commitment involved. So this is just a website here. I'm just reading from. This is a trusted website, I guess. But yeah,
Trusted.
somewhat like it looks good.
It
Doesn't look fake.
looks okay. So yeah.
So the summary is like dating is very ambiguous term and its meaning depends on a
Yeah.
person's perception of the experience. People date other
Exactly.
people to find their most compatible match.
Precisely what we're talking
Whereas
about.
courting is when young men and women engage in a romantic relationship with the intention of getting married, as he said, Simon said.
Yeah.
It's more traditional, more of a traditional arrangement, and it's still quite popular in our society.
All right.
So we're
Precisely.
talking about dating here, not courtship. Like we already know, we're talking about just dating.
Well, to his point, he was trying to say that courtship is something that's meaningful. Dating isn't, because dating. I think dating is it's like we're talking about the modern stuff, right? Dating is kind of new era. Like back in probably the old days, our parents didn't even get to see each other during their wedding day. Like you can't even live with them till you can't be together till it's time to get married. You get me? Like, but
Exactly.
most of these couples, they've already had 2 kids, 3 kids before they even think about marriage. So it's just, I think that's what Hitman's trying to talk about here. And yeah, I agree with that. I honestly agree with that. It's I forgot the
Can we say like
initial
courtship is traditional and dating is modern, something like that?
precisely around it. Although
Yeah.
I
Because
feel
traditional in the sense of like it doesn't. When I say traditional, I mean like what used to be before. It can still happen now though, but it's just traditional. You get what I'm saying? Like it's the culture of like back in the days. But dating is more modern. It's more like evolved from courtship kind of thing. From what you just
I see
said.
what you're saying. I see what you're saying. But I don't want to say I don't think it's easy. I don't really think it's because people still get married. Like although it's far less compared to what it was in the in the past. Like people still get married, and that means courtship still takes place, whether you like it or not. So it's still here.
Yeah.
There's still courtship, but I think there's now this new way of having fun. That's dating. Like because
Yeah.
if it's not courtship, then it's dating, right? So there's this new way of having fun, and people tend to mistake it for courtship, or people are just not ignorant, or people are more just seeking pleasure instead.
Yeah.
Pleasure, shiny objects. They want to look like they have someone that loves them. They have someone that's
Yeah.
is taking care of them other than their parents and stuff like that. So I feel courtship is still here. Courtship is still here. It's not a new thing. I don't think it's leaving because people will still get married and raise families. Hopefully, we see more couples, like good, healthy couples arise. Well, dating kind of ruins the whole need to keep yourself and not just go for anything. Because when you're dating when you're dating, you hear people say, "Oh, I'm dating." So I've heard this one. This is a very common one. They said you should. Myron says this. CJ, you know this. He said you should sleep with at least like 50 women,
50 women,
right?
yeah,
You
yeah.
get me? So what's the
What?
point of sleeping with at least 50 women? Like,
Okay, now let's
yeah.
delve more into that point now.
Like-
So the point I wanted to bring up from what you're saying is like I want to ask like this hookup culture, right?
Mm-hmm.
if everyone if today, right, hookup culture is prevalent in the Western world, not even in the world in general, right?
Yeah.
The world in general, yeah.
Yeah. So what were you saying again? I just lost my
Okay,
point.
yeah, I was saying the point about 50. You have to stay with like 50 women. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah. So is that not from that? It's basically from hookup culture. That's where that point is coming from.
yeah, it's like
Yeah.
from dating, hookup culture. Yeah, type. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to
Mhm.
say. So because when you're saying sleep with 50, like why would you need to sleep with? Because they say the point to sleeping with 50 women is to gain
For
experience
practice.
with women.
You have to practice. So
Like
practical.
meaning what? Like what does that mean? Like are you trying to say okay, these guys have not been interacting with women already,
With
or
females,
yeah?
yeah.
Because if you ask me, like if you have regular like communication,
Normal
friendships with
interactions with
people,
women.
you would
Yeah.
naturally know what is good and what is bad for a relationship,
Okay,
right?
I want
Exactly.
in terms of what you're saying, right? I think we're
Mm-hmm.
branching now into intersexual dynamics, right? Which I love to talk about, right? So
Mm-hmm. I can see the
I
smile.
think
Clearly love it.
the reason why Myron said all these things is for men to understand. Do you guys know who Myron is by any
You
chance? Do
guys
you
know
guys know?
Mara.
Is it the Fresh and Fit?
Fresh and
Fresh
fit
and
guy,
fit,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Right?
But what
Yeah,
you're saying is
yeah.
basically based on understanding female nature. I think that's where it's coming from. Obviously, you can understand females without sleeping with them and stuff like that, 100%, right? But in Miami, it's probably different, compared to other
No,
parts, because
obviously.
Miami is more
Yeah.
advanced
Yeah.
and more first world. You understand what I'm saying? What do you
Mm.
think? So
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
certain places, and this is the problem with, I'll be honest, a lot of guys outside of certain parts of the US taking red pill advice. Many of them live in very consumerist regions. And if you take their advice, it doesn't really apply. It's like, let's say I live in Lagos. If I
Mm-hmm.
take advice from someone who is dating in California, that is going to mess me up in this environment simply because the context is completely different. Lagos has, for example, more traditional values and all of that. So, and also
Yep.
more tame people, to be honest. I think, of course, there is still the rise of the modern dating mentality here, that is true. But I think in certain places in the West, people kind of look at other people, even potential partners, as objects that they simply just want to test drive and then leave and then go to the newest one and then test drive and then just go
Mm-hmm.
on like that, especially guys. So,
I want
yeah.
to everything we say. I want to peel back a layer, right? Now, what
Mm-hmm.
you said about objects peeling back a layer. Let's go to obviously. Actually, I was going to say technology, but I want to start with technology. I'll start with nature first. But let's start in terms of intersexual dynamics, right? Men and women.
Mm-hmm.
What are men driven towards, and what are women driven towards, right? And obviously, we all have this natural sex drive in us, right? But then we know that men
Yeah.
are hornier at certain times than women, right? And then it's okay,
In
how do
general, yeah.
yeah, in general,
No,
I don't know.
are you sure? Men?
In general,
I read
men are
something
far
about
more
this that men
Men?
are.
higher
I thought it
living
was
than
women.
females.
Oh, really?
No, I read that
Okay.
they have higher testosterone, anyways, right? We have higher
Okay.
They have
testosterone,
higher
but
libido in general than
yeah, we have higher
females.
libido,
And
but
higher sex drive.
at certain ages, women also kind of balance it out. But my point
But
is,
Yeah, that's
but I
true.
know when if you check like the high like peak horniness, right? Like I know like
I've even
what
been
we mean.
there.
What you're what you're saying is men majority like in the when we're talking about who is more likely to be
Involved in fornication and stuff
involved.
like that.
Yeah, it's kind of like the guys, or no, who's more likely to be like
Horny,
horny. Yeah, it's kind of the
Yeah.
guys. But what
yeah,
when I'm talking about levels, like what degree,
Yeah. The peak
I think it's kind
quality
of the
usually
women.
is
Like,
females.
yeah, I think it's kind
Yeah,
of the
yeah,
women.
females have
probably,
a
yeah,
higher
Yeah,
quality, but males have
yeah.
like a higher quantity. It's
Oh
more
yeah,
constant,
exactly. Yeah,
basically.
yeah,
he
yeah,
puts
yeah.
it well. Yeah, he
So
puts it well.
the point, back to your point, you said about people
Yeah,
seeing people as objects and stuff
sex.
like that.
Yeah.
I was gonna say technology also plays a huge role. Obviously we know I'm talking about pornography, right?
Mm-hmm.
Obviously that stemmed from back in the days there was no porn. Obviously they had their own. I don't know what they had, but it
There was
wasn't
like
as
Playboy, but it
yeah
wasn't. It wasn't
there was
nearly as
magazines and
intense.
stuff like that. It was up to people's imagination. But now it's
Yeah.
actual live
Mean
and
live
Now there's
stream.
even
apparently there's
AI. There's
even
even AI porn.
yeah, there's AI, there's
There's
4K
AI
as well.
porn.
Man,
So it's just
it's
all that
crazy. Yo.
stems into stuff. You get what I'm saying? Just
And now you
advances.
can do
Yeah.
deep fakes.
That's the advanced sense. So so it's man, it's
Oh
crazy,
Lord.
man. But yeah,
Yeah.
other stuff factors into the intersexual dynamics and everything. That's why women be like, oh, men are trash, blah 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 blah, all this kind of stuff. But
Yeah.
the real reason behind things is just because of obviously biology. And then now, if we talk about okay, because I don't know if you guys have heard the excuse of, because of so and so higher testosterone, we're excused as men to do certain things.
Yeah,
That
I've
shouldn't be
heard
a
that.
thing as
Yeah,
well. We
that
should
should
be able
not
to
be.
like
Yeah, to
have
me, to that
self-control and
point, like self-control.
yeah,
That's exactly what I was about to say. Like people try to use
Yeah,
the fact that they are male or
you're different
female
in a certain way.
to to
Yeah,
try to. It's a common thing, like
mhm.
because you're fat and obese,
and
we shouldn't.
because I'm on my period,
Yeah,
you shouldn't be doing
yeah,
this,
you
or I
get
can't do
me.
this.
So like,
No, no, it doesn't work.
that's what I've noticed a lot when it comes to like this modern society. They look for ways
People
to
making
take
excuses to
responsibility
validate
of
themselves,
themselves.
basically.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it's why it is the way it is now. People just
Mhm.
do things, be like, okay, that's why people can't even be loyal. Like, oh, I just
exactly.
feel I don't feel the relationship. Like there
Yeah.
was this. I'm not going to call him out, but I know this guy personally. So, and no, is it this guy or this girl? I think I've had both situations, right? And okay, let's start with this girl. She was like, I was like, what made you date this guy, right? And she's like,
Mm.
I know she didn't even give me a valid reason, right? I'm not like, okay, what made you guys break up? Why did you stop liking this guy? And she's like, well, it got boring. I'm like, boring? Is this a game? Like is this a
Yeah,
like you got boring?
it wasn't leveled up
No, I'll
yet.
be honest.
Like
I
yeah.
think like many what's it called, especially because many people meet on dating apps and stuff.
Mhm.
Dating is kind of a game,
Dating
right?
apps.
There's
Mhm.
even like metas and stuff that you're supposed to do as a guy to increase your chances and your rate of like
Yeah.
pulling women and stuff.
Yeah.
Many people approach it like
With their
that,
games,
honestly.
do you say their games you do?
Not surprising.
No, like
No, I mean
hacks.
like your
Hacks.
tactics
Yeah.
that you
Oh,
employ, like how you take
mm.
pictures, how you
You
present
have to hack
yourself,
the
how you
game.
chat to people.
That,
You
I know.
have to hack
So
the game. You have to turn on
not
a bot.
surprising.
turn
It's not surprising honestly that people
that, yeah,
It's
well.
very important.
Oh, oh yeah, the tactics. Yeah, that makes sense, man. That's why they're like Pep Guardiola is very tactical.
Guys, shut up. Oh, God.
I'm joking. I'm joking. But
Yeah.
anyways, yeah. So we talked about men. Like, okay, we know what men do. We're all men. We know, like, we want to get. And you guys all know like quantity as well. Like, men are more involved in like. What do you guys think about like quantity and quality,
yeah.
polygamy, monogamy? What are you guys thoughts on all that? Like,
Yeah.
No, yeah, obviously, men are more likely to have multiple sexual partners. Like, there's a reason that in every society that existed before, like, the 20th century, there was basically some incident of polygyny, which is one man with multiple women. But you rarely ever find polyandry, which is
Yeah.
one woman.
with many men.
It's
Yeah.
just
That's
natural.
why
Obviously, you can control it, but it's like, it's a male tendency that is always there.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
what do you
And
think
that kind
about
of affects
what?
dating.
Yeah, what do you think
market
about women
these
trying
days.
to balance that? Because I see some women saying, "Oh, if you can do this, then I can do that." It's
Nah,
The thing
nah,
is,
nah.
I think that they end up just hurting themselves. Firstly, because I
Mhm.
mean, male sexuality is very violent sometimes,
Mhm.
and I can't imagine one woman trying to handle multiple guys. Like one guy is already a lot of stress to satisfy sexually. To be honest, so multiple
Those-
one human being is already enough, man. Like
Right.
to me, I don't know. Most of the times, I honestly don't even see it as a gender thing, right? Of course, we have our biological differences
Mm.
and all that, but it's dishonesty is dishonesty, whether from a woman, from a man. Someone that can't keep
Yeah.
to keep to one partner is someone that can't keep to one
No, but
partner.
then that
You get
also
me?
depends on whether they're open about it. Because it's one thing to be sneaky and like
Mm-hmm.
try to go
No,
behind the corner. It's another thing to just be open.
no, you're not
For example, like,
dishonest
say
if
you
you're
have
open.
multiple-
You're not dishonest if you're
Exactly.
open.
Like you have multiple, for examples.
Yeah, but it's very hard
They-
for men to admit that unless there are certain status. Like if
Yeah,
you
yeah, you have to have
you can't just be
standard.
open out if you exactly. So you have to have like a certain status before you
Yeah,
even be allowed to like by women to say oh blah blah. Because if you say that and you're making certain amount of money a year and
Mm.
they're like what the hell, like they'll get frustrated and stuff like that. Anyways, so yeah, we've talked a lot in terms of like the actual um natural factors that kind of like that are what am I trying to say? We talk
Affect
about all,
dating, yeah.
like that affect dating, right? So now let's like switch on to I don't know if you guys have heard about hypergamy, right? Because that's also very important.
Have you?
Of
Yeah, I
course.
heard it from you, man.
Yeah.
So I had to do
so
some more
basically what
research.
hypergamy is right?
Yeah.
Women tend to date up in socioeconomic status, right, than themselves,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
combined with the fact that men are have polygamous tendencies, right? actually affects the dating pool a lot. Because what you're seeing now, especially in first world countries, is you see 20% of guys getting like 80% of women. Like that's basically what it is. And all the women are trying to like go for the best male they can get, right? Yeah. So that's why there's so much. What's it called? That's why there's so much
hypergamy. Is that what you?
hookup culture, especially hookup culture. Like because especially in terms of like, say like a woman dating like I'll call it an average man, right? The average man. Not because he's average, but because obviously in terms of like, so he started
any
like,
average wage.
Every average with another.
Yeah.
You want someone that makes
5, you know.
Yeah, she wants someone that even
Average,
no matter how much she loves him, if she sees someone that is exactly the same, making more or like doing better for himself, she might look that way, and so that kind of like causes, and that has been.
It still boils down to the fact that you know, what do they value more, right? You know, people tend to overlook the fact that he has money, he's good looking, status, all that, but does he care? Does he care about you really, or does he see you as an object? You get me?
But the thing is, we know, like, let's not be naive here. We know how most men are. Like, we know that men lie to get sex, right?
I don't think it's a men thing. People like to do things in this. Like, it's not really a men thing.
Let me finish my point. Okay. In terms of getting like sex, like men can do anything in terms because it's very like like if it's there, right, and they want it, they can do anything. So what you said, like, in terms of what she values, if the man is telling her like, selling her a dream, right, and he doesn't actually want any of that, or he's just selling her a dream, whatever, and she buys into that, then
it's also.
People will say, "Oh, it's your fault. Like you should have known the guy you were choosing and stuff like that." But at the end of the day, what do you guys think about that?
Think about. You say what?
I think it's both of them.
It's of course it's both sides. Like if you ask me, there's no like if there's a problem in something, I don't think it's always one sided. There's always even no matter how little the other side is. There's always two sides to the problem, right? But when it comes to that, you said someone sells you a dream and all that. Someone can sell you a dream for 1 year. Someone can sell you a dream for 1 year consistently because let's like they're you know they're actors and all that, right? But for 1 year, and you're actually dating and looking at this guy, watching everything he's doing, you know, actually having a good interaction and trying to keep up with the guy, you'll be able to spot some red flags. You can't tell me you can't spot red flags. Some people actually just want something that they just
want it basically.
So it's either they want something or I don't like playing the card that people are naive. I don't think I like playing that card because people are naive, yes, but things are so obvious sometimes. Things are so obvious. Like if you do things the right way, if you go about dating the right way, there is no way you won't be able to tell that this particular spouse is not for you. Like you'll be able to get some hint. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So these women actually want they just value the money so much that they are like, oh well. And when they get in there,
also I think another thing is that there are certain traits which society deems as negative, and some of them are in psychology is something called the dark triad, which is narcissism. I'm forgetting the other traits, but there are certain traits which are associated with you being a high achiever, but at the same time also make you a very bad partner. But then, ironically, they tend to be very attractive to women. And so
like disagreeableness is one of them as well.
Exactly. So women will actively select men who have those traits because they have those traits, then complain about those traits. So
it's like the fine line between love and lust, right? The only difference between love and lust is
one is lost, one is love.
Well,
no, one is lost, like lost, like.
Oh, as for LOST, wow.
No.
But like because there's a fine line between like love and lust, right? Just the same way there's let me finish now. Just the same way there is I've literally forgotten what we're talking about because of it.
It's irrelevant, only.
Oh god. But
man. Yeah.
TJ man.
What are you gonna say? Like?
I've literally forgotten. All I know, like there's a fine line between like
there's a
love,
line, like,
lust, right? They look the same, or they have the same appearance outside. Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. They look the same outside. Like she's walking with this guy.
And we all
they're sitting together having ice cream.
They're somewhat intertwined though.
They're somewhat
intertwined. Like I see what you're saying, the fine line, because when
There's actually a fine
say,
line.
have you heard like men love idealistically and women love opportunistically? Have you guys heard that stuff before?
I've heard it fresh and fair, yeah.
I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
I've heard,
Yeah, but so if we talk about love, right? What do we? There's nothing like unconditional love on earth, right?
Yeah,
unless
nothing
it's like,
that.
unless it's like
You're
your
not
parents,
good.
which
You're
are
not
not even
good.
unconditional.
Even
Yeah.
parents don't
Even
have
parents
that.
don't have
Exactly.
that. You're not good.
So love obviously is conditional, right? So
Mhm.
that condition, lust might be the condition for love. If you look at it, so lust can be love. Like
Yeah,
I'm not saying, do you get what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying, but in
Exactly.
that context, it actually doesn't work in that context, because what is love? You've defined love to me once. You told me
Yeah,
love
love
is the ability, is
yeah,
when
like
you're
willing the
willing
good
to
of the other
sacrifice, willing
Yeah.
the good of the other person,
that
exactly.
person. Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's
when
what
you're
it is.
lusting, you're not loving, right?
Well,
When you're
you might
lusting,
think
you're not loving.
you might be willing their good for the like.
You're
say
not
you want
willing
them
they
to
are
have
good if
kids.
you're lost in
What?
TJ. You're not willing they are good if you're lost in hello. Like what?
No. You're not right. But my point. The point I'm trying to make is that
Mhm.
I hear you in terms of the final. My point is just that human beings, like, we're so. If I want to use scripture now, like our nature is so
Go.
fallen, right?
Mhm.
That lust
Yeah.
is part of love to some. Like if you ask a woman, like, what do you love him for? It might be, I love him because of how he makes me feel. Okay, what does how he make you feel? What are the qualities of how he makes you feel? And you might hear things like, like big dick energy. Like you might hear things like money. All these things are love.
It
Love
is
the
not love.
combination of-
No.
Yeah, I'm
The
telling
way
you,
you
like,
say, I like the way
why?
you said it's intertwined. So it might
they're
have
all
intertwined.
intertwined.
Maybe it's intertwined for you, so you can't really see it for what it is. But
No, my point
there's
is that
there's
love.
an actual
my point is
line.
that-
There's an
No, my
actual
point is
line.
that in terms of what we consider, okay, what would you love? Okay, if you had two girls, right? I remember I asked you this question before, Ozom. If you have
Okay,
two
ask me,
girls and you were going to pick one as a wife,
Mm-hmm.
and you love both of them equally, like how would you love one more than the other? Explain what qualities
Okay, what would
Yeah,
matter
what
to
would-
me to
what
pick
makes you
one
prefer
over the
one
other?
over the other.
Of
If you had-
course, if you ask me, like we'll go around on this, but I'll start first. right?
Alright.
First things first. She has to attract me to get to talk to her. First thing,
Okay.
right? And what do I look out for? Face. That's me. I'm a face guy. First off,
But that
First
attraction
off-
is there's a bit of lust involved in that attraction, is there not?
it's not really lost.
I don't.
It's not really lost, TJ. You're
Okay,
not.
well, let
I'm
me-
not. I'm not thinking. Let me tell you what you mean. Let me give you an example. There's a difference between, oh, I see this girl, right? I want to talk to this girl. I want to get to know this girl. That's the reason.
Attraction is what you're saying. Okay,
I'm talking
I hear
about
what you're
attraction
saying.
now. Yeah. So
Okay.
there's a difference between that and saying, oh, I see this girl's ass. I see this girl's this. I want to sleep with this girl. So let me talk to this girl. We are both still going to talk to the girl, but there are
But
different
I'm not trying to
reasons.
change your mind, right? But we all know that, like, when you interact with a girl, right?
Mhm.
Obviously, the sexual element is there, right?
Mhm.
Like, you obviously like find her sexually attractive. That's true, right?
At first,
You just said that you find her attractive. She has to be.
she doesn't have to
you.
be sexually attractive. She has to be attractive to, like,
Okay, so you can
she has to
get
give
married
me
to a girl
okay. It's
that-
just let me give you a good example. I want to apply for a job, right? We've scheduled the interview. This is an in-person interview, right? Even if it's not even in person, even if it's digital like this. If I come to this, there are two people. Let's say I'm the interviewer. Two guys are coming for this interview. One guy comes up wearing singlet like no shade, just wearing singlet like no looking anyhow, and he comes to the podcast. He comes to the interview for a job. No P. Let's say he's the first guy. I sit down. First off, I'm like, okay, what's going on here? No P. We finish the interview. Next guy comes in, fully dressed, wearing a suit. Even without, like, let's say I could see these two guys before they come in, right? I can already tell who I want to talk to first. You get me? I would literally want to speak to the guy wearing suit first before the other guy, right? That's what I'm talking about, attraction. Yeah, there's nothing about that has to do. I'm not thinking about how I'm going to sleep with the guy or something. Like, come on, man. You get me? So
I don't know, man. You might.
speak for yourself, bro. You're projecting now. You're actually projecting. If you swing both ways, just let us know.
Nah,
but yeah, like, so it comes facially. That's just me facially, and of course how she dresses. Those are the things I look out for before I approach or something. You get me? She has so much tattoos. Well, I'm not into tattoos, so I'm sorry. That's a no-go area for me. You're out. If you have the bull ring on your nose, man. Sorry, man. You have to go out. You get me? So I have, all those things. So when we get past that barrier and we talk, and I see, okay, this person is vibing on this level, this person is on that level, depending on how, the interaction goes, I will now decide if then that's not when it comes to like the spiritual connection, you get me? Am I feeling this girl's energy, the way, does she connect to me on that level? Then that will now decide if we go further.
Connection, very
like,
important.
It doesn't, for me, it doesn't pass that. Like, it has to pass that basic stage before I can start. Like, I told you about like someone that sent me like one bikini picture, like, and I was trying to freaking get to know the girl, and she just, bro, like, what's this? Like, I literally didn't ask for this. You get me? Like, and the funny thing is, I was trying to get to know this girl, right? And I was making advances on call, like, let's talk, call, like, she's always putting on a filter, like, what's all this filter for? Like, let me see your face. Like, what's going on? You get me? And of course, my bad for freaking interacting with someone through social media, man. I'm not doing that shit again, man. I don't advise that. If you want to meet people, go outside. And you get me? And all that stuff. All that stuff. And so this girl just sends me a picture of her in a bikini. Okay, like, it's not like I hate seeing pictures of girls in bikinis or anything, but not just any girl. If it's my girlfriend, it's my wife, it's someone I actually think I'm liking or something, yeah, that's cool. But I'm not just attracted to that. Maybe there are some guys you send pictures to and they'll be happy, like, hey, but sorry, man, like, hello. So that's just it for me, man.
What do you guys think about dating apps? Like,
no, let it go around. Like, you asked him a question.
Yeah, okay, so the question about I was just ask you.
Ask me? This guy's attacking me on the podcast.
No, I'm not attacking you. Just based on what you said, I wanted to hear you.
Okay.
What you say.
Very good.
So what do you guys think about dating apps? Like, do you think you can find a wife from a dating app? And if not, why? Like, how? Yeah, you guys go. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, like, to me, after doing some research and seeing some dating apps, I feel like it depends, because I've seen some Christian dating apps. I think those apps, you can say, okay,
we need those sound effects.
And the possibility you find a wife or someone to spend your life with on those kind of dating apps, but to the rest, I doubt you'll find a very healthy relationship on those apps. Maybe the percentage.
Oh, you don't talking? I thought we were not talking the whole time.
No.
I was like looking at the back screen.
No.
Yeah.
No, so your mic is very low, by the way. So, yeah. Yeah. Can we see you too? Thank you very much.
So you're saying Christian dating apps differ from, like,
why do you feel like the difference is not much? Like, I feel like, okay, if it's a Christian dating app, you would obviously find more people that are like you, like Christ, like, and we can all agree that relationships, when God is inside, it's more likely to succeed.
Yeah.
So I feel like when it comes to dating on those apps, okay, I can say, even though it can't be 100%, obviously, the percentage of a working relationship from those apps will be very, very high compared to other conventional apps that people just use for hookup mostly. So I feel like it depends on the app and the percentage as well. So that's just me.
Okay.
All right. No, so
what do you think goes on?
No, I wanted to go around, because if I start talking, you... Huh?
Like, what do you think about, what are your thoughts on dating apps, and would you, consider finding a wife there, And
so if you can just bring your mic closer to your mouth, I beg. Thank you.
I think.
There we go. Yes, thank you. Yeah, swallow it, please. Thank you. All right.
Okay, I'll say. I think that.
Where's your video? Where's your video? Please turn it on, I beg you.
I don't know what this guy is
doing. Please turn it on, man. Hello?
Try to hide your face.
It's because my camera is at a very weird angle and I'm using it as a camera.
What angle is that? That's filming for the PH.
Wait. Guy is doing something else.
Something else in the background, though. That midnight beating. Midnight beating.
Yeah, this is what I meant. That's a very weird angle.
Yeah, it's good, bro. Oh, and we know you're short, so that's fine. Like, come on.
Wait, how tall are you, guy?
I'm actually looking. I'm 182 cm.
Guys, saying it in centimeters. Sly guy.
Like what?
Like
That's actually a hack. Oh. That's a hack.
That's actually crazy. Yeah.
I'll start using that when a babe should ask me. I'll say, "Oh,
CM.
I'm 100 cm." She won't know whether I'm tall or not. Oh God. All right, good.
Cameras on top of my laptop.
That was 5'9".
Anyhow, Sha.
Mm-hmm.
I said 5'9". That can't be 5'9".
Let me see. In feet, 182 in feet meters.
That can't be 5'9". No, now this guy.
Why can't it be
I saw you arguing in the group chat about height.
I know.
5'12"? 5'12". I'm joking. It's 5'12". It's 5'12".
12 is 6 feet.
No, it's not. It's 5. There's a difference, yo.
No, now 5'12" is 6. Now come on, TJ. Yeah, this guy.
Alright.
I said 5'12" intentionally. Oh God. It stops at 11, I think. Okay.
No,
Yeah,
it doesn't.
11.
But anyways, go ahead.
Yes. So I think that
Your audio is actually dim. Your audio is actually dim, by the way.
if you're on the right platform,
Mm-hmm.
if you're on the right platform, then maybe you can find a select pool of people who match your values. Because I think for most dating apps like Tinder, for example, I don't really know any other dating apps to be honest. But things like Tinder, no, not at all. Because the kind of people
Instagram.
there are.
Yeah, Instagram is a dating app, believe
That's
it or
only-
not.
Instagram is a dating
So
app.
I wouldn't.
It's literally a dating app, believe it or not. In fact, I think it's one of the
It was one of the first, right?
one of the first and one of the I want to call it one of the best because people
One of the first and biggest, actually.
is biggest. I would like to say
Dating app, I was actually confused.
it's not a dating app, of course. Like it's not a
It
dating
originally
app.
started as a dating app, but like
Did
people
it?
have transformed it. Yeah.
Are you
People have
serious?
transformed it into like business and stuff. Yeah, like
Guys, please.
you know Facebook, right? Seriously, like you guys.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
No, I know Facebook. I think Facebook started as a date, right? Facebook started as a
Instagram.
school app where you could. I've forgotten what, but Instagram. I thought it was like it's just wow.
I thought it was a picture sharing. I thought it started as a picture
Yeah.
sharing app.
Are you sure? Like someone do some searching here. Let's know what we're
Oh,
talking about.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm wrong.
Okay. Yeah, so it wasn't. I don't
That's
think it was.
Exactly. I think it was a picture.
Yeah.
It was a picture sharing app before it was a
Yeah.
social media app.
Yeah.
Because I remember. But anyhow, Sha, what I was saying is that for most usual dating apps, I think most people that are there are not there for anything serious. And I think a lot of them like to lie to themselves and say that they are. In reality, they really know, which is why they get hurt on the dating apps and they keep on going back. Because, I mean, honestly, they realize what they're doing. So for you to go in there telling yourself that you're looking to find a wife, if you're sincere, you're going to waste your time. If you're not, I mean, you might as well just come clean with what you want to do, which is just fly from one bed to the other and enjoy yourself.
Superman. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, yeah. Like TJ, what was that question again, man? My memory is so good.
Modern dating apps, like dating apps.
Yeah, I've
How do
I've
they-
actually had couple of. Let's
think
see.
about them?
I know I've used.
Wow.
I think I've used like two. I think I've used two. I've used. I've used. I used.
Streets are hard. Though.
I've
Streets
used.
are hard.
Allow me land now. Allow me land. Allow me land. You have to test to see what's working, of course. So there's Tinder, there is Hinge, there is Bumble.
Hinge.
Yeah,
What
but
is
I've not
Hinge?
used Hinge. I've not used Hinge.
Hinge does not. That sounds like
Is it
you're supposed
Hinge?
to meet serial killers. I think.
But I think there's Hinge. I think
That
there's
does not
Hinge.
sound
No,
like
there's Hinge. There's actually Hinge.
There's Hinge,
actually-
yeah.
I've heard of Hinge.
I've
What?
used Tinder and
Wait, let me search
Hinge
for that.
and Tinder and Bumble. Right, I think there's Bumble. Yeah.
Rumble.
So Bumble.
I know Bumble. Yeah, I've heard of Bumble.
Bumble, yeah, in Nigeria. I think it was in Nigeria. I used the Ayo introduced me to that. Shout out to Ayo. But
Yeah.
yeah,
is a king with this thing.
yeah.
Grinder. Who said Grinder?
What?
There's Grinder as well.
I'm pretty sure
That's
Grindr
Mega
is not-
City,
Grindr is
you.
not
I'm not
for
really
dating.
interested.
That's a
Grindr is
mega
not for
city.
dating.
Yo. I think
I'm
that's
pretty sure Grinder is for
that's
gay
unfortunate.
guys, isn't it?
the grinding.
Legit, I'm sure Grinder is for gay guys.
Are you serious? How do you know
grinding,
that? No, so how do you know that? Holy.
Because I've seen like many LGBT.
You've been
there. No, now
You've been getting indulged. I see what this muscle is for. I see what this muscle is for.
I've seen many documentaries where it gets referenced.
Okay. Anyway,
Grindr.
but yeah, so I've tried out Tinder and Bumble. Both shit. Like both shits. Both, someone told me Bumble, you find more dog shit, you will not find anything. Like you will not find anything. And
There's still human beings there.
like,
The same human
bullshit, man. Bullshit, man.
Like what?
The thing with me and using those apps is I'm usually myself. People would like to take their best pictures do the setting
Yeah,
pose.
that's
Like I've
true.
even seen
That's another thing.
people like say some. I've seen some. There's this guy
People
used to
hire
watch.
photographers for that
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. So me,
Yeah.
I literally
way.
just put up a selfie of myself, or maybe just a regular picture. Like I don't really, maybe just brush my hair a little bit so she will not think I'm a dirty guy.
Just put
You
small,
get me?
put small
Yeah.
shoe polish.
Shoe
Nerd.
shoe polish is a little too much, but you get me. Just look decent a little. Just don't look stupid. You get me? No, I can look stupid, but just don't look unkempt. That's just for me. You get me? So just put something that is me and authentic. And I actually had some matches and all that. But
Yeah, someone in chat is saying you need to be top percent to enjoy dating apps. You need to be like the top percent of guys.
enjoy, as in, I don't think so. If
Actually,
you're
like,
talking about
actually
if you're-
gets it, like, you know.
No,
partners
I know.
there.
We both know somebody that uses the app and is getting like a lot, bro. So, trust me, you don't need to be top anything. You just need to know what works. If you're out there looking for, of course, casual stuff, then it's not hard to
Then dating
just.
apps are amazing.
Yeah,
honestly.
like it's not
Yeah.
hard to just freaking
Honestly.
follow what works. It's just like YouTube, follow what works,
Just
and you get the results.
Picture, easy
Yeah.
something.
You get the results. But in general, I don't think those apps actually. Anyway, they are called dating apps, so yeah, they didn't
That's
define
the
what
thing,
what sort of
like,
dating.
I think,
They
I
didn't.
think the
dec-
issue.
Huh?
I think the issue most people have with them is that their expectations don't match what the
Yeah.
apps are meant for,
like
in a sense. Because there's no issue. The apps are doing exactly what they're supposed to be doing.
they are connecting
So,
people.
it's
so-
like it's like somebody going to like OnlyFans to learn mathematics. It's like, why are you there? There's a reason.
you
that
might
that
run
site
into
exists.
you might run into Einstein. Who knows? Einstein might be into some doggy and you never know. The guy might be into something like that. But yeah, like to me, it's just a freaking joke, man. Because
So
people
you guys
find
prefer cold approach, like
no, I honestly I don't even like cold approaches too, because cold approach is just like Tinder. Like you only thing is it's in real life, right? And you'll be able to tell off the bat if someone is trolling you or not, if someone is not interested or not, right? Because you
Or
can see their
somebody's not a
faces.
real female.
That too. That too.
That's a good
That's a very good.
very valid point.
That was a very good one, though. You see some catfishes there that should be in the sea. Some catfishes that should be in the sea. I don't know what they are doing there, but yeah, man. So cold approaches. Funny enough, I've done. You know me. I've done everything in the books, and I'm not doing it. Let me just. It sounds okay. Let me say I'm doing it because I don't have a life. I don't have a life. That's what you guys want to say. No problem. I'll say before you say it. But I know I'm doing it. I'm just doing it to do it. Let me see what is
For
there. Let
experience.
me see. Not even experience. One was due to there was actually a time in my life where I was like, damn, I actually don't have female friends. Like I have like maybe three. Like three. When I say friends, when I say friends, I mean friends. Like I'll call you, you pick up, we'll go on a walk, we'll go on a date, or not date. I don't go on dates. I don't
In
have
terms
the money
of
for that.
now on this friends of it,
Yeah.
like you're just bringing up points. What do you guys
Yeah.
think about platonic friends? Platonic
I
friendship.
don't think there's anything like that, man. I don't think there's anything like it.
No,
I
why
don't
you
think-
why
I
you
don't think
advocating
that's
for it?
possible.
Like
I said friends. I don't know why the problem with people like you, once you hear friend, you think it's platonic. Like I said friend. I literally
But
said
it's friend by
friend.
default. Friend by default
Friend
is
is-
platonic now.
It's not.
platonic.
It's
Platonic
not.
means
No, platonic
non-sexual.
is like you.
Like
Platonic is
non-sexual.
like the friendship we have right now. Like
Yeah.
non-sexual.
Google it. Google it.
You guys useless and big.
Wait, are you guys also, are you guys not
Google it. It's not
Like,
what?
I don't
I've never
understand.
had
If
it.
we
I've
are not
never had.
platonic friends-
I've never.
if we're not
I've
platonic friends, that
never.
means that we're gay.
I've
Yeah.
never
That's what
had
I'm
a.
asking. The way Uzoma is so
I've never had a platonic friend. Though. I don't know what you guys mean.
what?
I don't understand. So you're
I
romantic
didn't know
with
the
all your-
definition of
No.
you're
platonic
romantic
is
with all your guy
non-sexual
friends.
guy, like non.
Why would I be non-sexual? Hello.
No, now Uzom is exposing himself. Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
like,
what?
why would I be non-sexual? Like what?
I know that. Wait.
Like,
I feel like
Yeah,
let me look. I'm
like
exposing
it's
myself because that
definitions
is
in your head.
no, they're not
No,
not flipped.
no,
They're not
no,
flipped.
No, yeah, you're actually
I feel
confusing the definition. Like
you're
platonic,
confusing
what I'm
the two of
asking
them.
you is like, have you? Because you're saying you didn't actually have like female friends. So my point is, do you believe like men and women can be friends without like any sexual parts involved? That's what I mean by platonic
Like
friendship.
they can be
That's what
friends without
platonic means.
smashing.
Yeah, without
Yeah.
smashing or
Yeah,
like,
you
any
can be
sort of
friends
stuff.
without smashing.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
that's what he was asking. That's what platonic
But
means.
there are
believe men
other
and
forms.
women can
No,
be
I believe
platonic?
there are other forms of friendships though.
No, obviously.
Exactly. So
Obviously,
that's
yeah.
why I said friend. And once I said friend, you literally tagged me to one type of friendship. That's why I'm telling you that.
No,
No,
because
that's,
we
that's
know-
why he specified the platonic part.
But that's
We
why
know
I was
that,
trying
like,
to
most-
clarify that it's not when I say friendship, you guys just tag me to this one. That's not what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about a friendship. That's what I'm talking about.
A platonic.
No, hold on, like you're not
platonic
understanding. Like
friendship.
the friendship we have, right?
Mhm.
Like I'm asking you, like the female friends you're talking about, like you didn't actually have any female friends. My point is that
Mm.
do you believe
No,
like
I
you
had.
and that female friend are just friends, like no boyfriend, girlfriend, you're just friends? That's what I'm kind of asking you.
We are friends because we like each other. Hello.
So that means you guys are boyfriend,
In what
girlfriend.
way?
We're not,
In
but we're
what
not
way do you
boyfriend.
like each other?
I would like to put it as a situation. Yeah.
An
Yeah.
entanglement, to be
So-
precise.
No, I prefer situation more because we don't get entangled. We don't get. You have to be smashing to get
For
entangled.
now,
No. For now, of course, like in the future, now when you get married, you can do all that. Or when you're about to get married, about to. Because I believe,
Frank
I
in the
believe,
business,
I
solid.
believe once you've made up the mind that okay, you want to get married to this girl, and you go out of your way, you buy a ring and you put on her finger, you guys are married, man.
but what
Like,
if-
you don't
what if
need
she
a
dies
church.
What if she dies before you get married?
At least I smashed now.
Married spiritually. This you do, holy.
I'm
Very
joking.
important.
I'm joking. Come on, like I'm freaking joking. But
Someone
yeah,
in chat said, yeah, okay, but yeah, like let's call it spade a spade. Like if you have a female friend, first of all, like okay, you don't necessarily have to find her attractive, but it gets there's going to be attraction at a certain
Of
point.
course,
Someone
it starts
saying, like,
platonic.
yeah, it starts
for
platonic.
me,
but then their
it
feelings
starts
evolve and
platonic.
stuff
Some
like
people
that.
it doesn't. Some people are just once they see this, oh, I want to actually smash this girl. Like that's how it starts for them. The common thing I think what you're trying to lean to is, there's one thing for me to say, oh, this girl is a friend to me, like on like a platonic level, but in her books, she's actually loving on me. Like she wants to.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
So-
Platonic is where none of the other party actually wants.
I think that's what
actually,
you're. I think that's what you're
yeah,
leaning
that's
into.
what I'm saying. There,
Yeah, I think
like,
that's what you're
and never-
leaning
It's
into.
never possible.
It's like because there will be no reason for that connection in the first place. Like
Exactly.
what will bring me up? I look at you. I like you. I like what I see. You look at me. You like what
I
you
like
see or
what
you
I
don't.
see.
You get me? So there's a connection. Something has to bring us together in the first place. So I don't think it can really be platonic if you ask me. So that's exactly why I said friendships are not platonic. Is this literally what I said? We're literally going back to what I said.
They are.
They are not.
But they.
Okay. I don't know the meaning. Please
Let me
Google the meaning.
platonic.
Please Google the meaning.
Uzom is our friendship platonic.
No, I smashed it last night.
Yeah, I'm going off this podcast because I want to chill. I have to relax. Sorry.
Oh god, you guys asking me a stupid
I'm not
question.
Going false accusations here. Chat, I am not. I'm a straight male. Because I know this guy is talking here.
TJ's not by telling lies. I saw you yesterday.
Platonic,
I saw you yesterday
right.
at
Platonic
Olatunji's
means
house.
intimate and affectionate, but not sexual. That's what platonic means.
Yeah.
Okay.
Intimate and affectionate, but not sexual.
Intimate and affectionate.
But not
But
sexual.
non-sexual.
Please Google the meaning of affectionate right now. Right now.
I'm so
Affection is showing love, like love. Yeah, you're showing love towards someone.
Okay, so
Love, no,
It doesn't
there are
even
different
need
types
to be
of
a
love.
person.
It's not just eros.
There's affection towards
So there are
the
different
family.
types of love. There's
that's
eros, there's
what
agape, there's philia, right?
that's just what I wanted to clarify. So
Mhm.
thank you. So that means you can show love. Exactly, you can show love. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So well, like I'm
Anyways,
saying,
anyways,
like
we are talking about
let's
two
move
different
on.
things now.
Yeah, let's move on.
we I think we are not. Well, I'm just the one that doesn't know the meaning actually. So I think I've been able to see what the meaning is now.
But so now you know the meaning. Do we have a platonic friendship?
Yeah. It depends actually. Hold on.
We do.
Guys said it
Oh
depends.
we do a beg. We do. I thought you were still asking me. I beg. We do chat. Please chat. Please chat. Holy smokes.
Okay, and another point. So we talked about a lot of points here. We talked about hookup culture. Actually, we've not really talked about like the effect of hookup culture. We're going to get into that in a bit. But another point, I don't know who mentioned trauma. Someone mentioned trauma at the start of the whole conversation about like, I think it was you, Non. So you were talking about like, who was the last person to talk? Like
Probably me.
Uzo.
Like, like in the start. I think it was you.
In the
Non,
start it
so-
was me. I was the last. I said
I don't know.
I talked about
Oh yeah, it
insecurity.
was you. Yeah. But I
talked
think
about
Nonso,
insecurity.
I remember Nonso saying stuff about trauma and like when I say trauma, I mean like the effects of dating on people and how it
That was
skews their
me.
mind.
That was me when
Yeah, it
I
was
said
you, right?
when I said people even stop dating or don't want to get into stop courtship, like stop looking towards marriage because they don't maybe they've had bad experiences with like dating and stuff like that. That's I think that's
let's talk more about that. Like let's talk about marriage now, especially like, are you guys in Western world? Hitman and so you guys you guys are Nige. Okay, but okay, I mean since we're in like Uzman and I in Western world, let's talk about the Western world. We know like in Nige is more like traditional there, but like in the Western world there's less like marriages and stuff because of all this culture and
I
all
think
this.
like last year, I think by last year there were more children born out of wedlock than wedlock in the US. So if I remember correctly. Yeah, it's already
it's not that what I was trying to say is I don't think it's honestly I don't think it's ever been a Western thing. I don't think it's ever been a Western thing. Maybe because now the West is the West has more power, more influence. Hold on now, just let me land. The West has more power, more influence, they are more developed, right? And if they put things out there, it becomes mainstream. Like when people see, like when people are trying to literally make their communities be like the West.
Western.
People are so that's why I think that makes
it a Western thing.
That makes it more. No, that makes what I'm trying to say is that brings more light. That sheds more light onto it. But what I'm saying is it's always been like that. Like there are some people in the past like used to sleep with. Yeah, it's actually yes.
No. The thing is obviously. The thing is obviously adultery has always existed.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
No, forget adultery.
Of course, we're talking about the rates. The rates were never this high. The rates were never this high. But it's always been there.
And my point, the point I was trying to make is like in terms of the rates not being this high, like particularly in the West, because if we actually do like statistics and look at like third world countries or like less developed countries where the gender roles are more traditional, right? Like a man has his masculine role to play, and a woman has a feminine role to play. And when I say you guys know what gender roles are, I don't need to explain.
Yeah. Hey, I like that one. That's more.
Yeah, that's my point. Like, they're more like marriages based on gender roles, but because gender roles have been so skewed in the West, that's why the marriages have been declining. That's my point, you know.
I get that.
I mean, I think
honestly now because there's no incentive, to be honest. Even like if
that's
you
what
look
I was
at
going to say.
If you look at like
it seems like
everybody's
for equality. That's the word.
Exactly.
Everyone is that equality means that nobody's different from each other, and so you don't really need each other for anything. To be honest, because if I'm equal to you, what do you bring to my life? Because I can do everything you can do. So I really don't have a need for you.
And also like the economy as well, like because if you look at like I think this is a very big point. Like in terms of like financial big picture mode is very important. Like in terms of financial
some inside joke, guys. If you use Steam, you
people
understand.
Like, here you're especially like single parents, single mothers like are incentivized to like be single mothers. They're actually paid being single mothers. So like that actually can be a reason for
and also child support when you add in child support.
All this kind of thing.
You can,
like if you look
can make twice a normal salary from being a single.
It's actually crazy, like I've heard women say, like I don't know why I saw this video. The woman was like, all she needs to do is just find a guy she likes, or try her best to sleep with the guy, get a baby. I'm like, what?
They're putting pepper inside condoms.
Okay, salt
oh god,
you can't.
It can't be taken. I heard they sue Drake now. She tried to sue Drake or something. The guy put hot sauce inside his stuff.
She actually tried
of course, she tried it now. It was obvious she tried it now.
Like right now.
The guy actually.
Is that cause like hot sauce like dilute like does something to the sperm?
It irritates. No. It irritates the vaginal lining. Have you ever tried putting pepper?
But does it stop the child from coming though?
I think.
Does it
I don't think so.
Exactly. So why didn't Drake just?
The child would
be a hot. That would be a hot kid though.
If it's so painful that you need to wash it off once it falls on you, then obviously.
But I would think about it. That's how to make hot. Like you want your kids to look good.
A hot chick. Oh, I like that also.
Yeah. Drake was thinking. Drake was thinking outside the box.
W. But yeah, man, like all these things, like all these factors and stuff. So. Yeah, these are all like reasons as well that kind of factor in because the economy is so advanced that like I remember when I first came here, like
you're a good boy. Now you're a very like, bad boy. Like,
no,
have you seen that mean you're a very very bad boy?
Bad boy, like but there are things that like I'm like whoa. For instance, like look at gaming, like look at the money in like gaming, like abroad, like and if you go to like other countries, like there's like there are actual like needs that aren't met yet. For instance, like roads and stuff like that. Do you get what I'm saying? Like roads aren't properly made and stuff.
No
But you see,
materials
they're
to
looking
build.
at there's no mats exactly. Like, but yeah, they're looking for like advanced things. But yeah,
The world is Fortnite, so if you guys don't know, you need mats.
yeah. We've not talked about right foot creeps yet, but we'll get into them in a sec.
Now we need
You
to
guys
cut,
don't
we need to
understand, you
cut a
guys
little of the inside jokes so that
Yeah, you
guys can get to
though.
share in our stupidity, you know.
Yeah, this is in Fortnite terms.
Yeah.
But yeah. So talk about. But yeah, that trauma. The point I made about trauma is like that kind of like if affects what people like, how people see the dating market, and they kind of like delete themselves from it, and obviously there are pros and cons, to everything in life, and it is what it is for people.
Also to that statement you said, some people might delete themselves and be like, okay, I don't want this, like, because of the amount of pain I had, I don't want to ever put myself in a situation where that's even possible. Or some people might be like, you know what, if this person did this to me, I'm going to do this to this person. You get me? So they put themselves there and just destroy other people. So it's kind of a downward spiral.
And some people
I think that's honestly, I think that's a lot of the Red Bull community is literally just anger, because many of them have been hurt by females. So it's like
that's why I was telling you. I was telling you this stuff about like fresh and fit guys. Like I say, I like what they do. Like they are enlightening guys about, oh look, this is how stuff works. But why are you enlightening them about that and still telling them to go and still associate with this type of, like, you're telling me, like, why not tell them, oh, these are low value people. I mean, they're always doing high value, low value. Why do you still say I should smash 50 women, 50 low value women?
What they say, right? Okay, that part, right? I believe is that's Myron's own points.
No, it's the podcast. It's the podcast.
Fresh has never actually said that.
He doesn't need to say it. He doesn't need to say it. He doesn't need to say it. Why is he quiet? Yeah, he doesn't counter it. It's fresh and fit. That's their shit, bro.
I think it's that. Okay, I'll say that whole mentality is like just because of like how Miami is right now, and like maybe that's Miami culture.
I get your point. I get your point. Why not advise these men to have no association at all with these particular girls?
They did say stuff about like they advised men to. I don't know if you guys have heard of like passport bros, right? So you guys know passport bros, right?
No, guys, I don't know who that is.
Okay, passport bros are basically guys that like leave. Like for instance,
they come to the West to get married.
Oh, you mean digital nomads, or what's it called?
No. They leave. Like I leave. Let's say I leave Nigeria. I come here and get married to a white chick, and I just
leave the West.
Passport now to get that passport. Very important. Very important.
No, I don't think you're saying, like, what I'm saying is there are guys that actually like leave the West and go to, like, for instance, countries like Brazil or Colombia to find a woman.
Wife.
Yeah, is that what you're saying, Uzam?
It's the same thing now. It's the same thing. You leave a country, go to another country just to get married, to have their
like the same thing.
Yeah. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, Fresh and Fit did advise guys to do that kind of stuff. Like in terms of like the girls they date, like they won't even advise them to date girls in Miami or because of the hookup culture, and that's how.
How often did they do that? How often did they do that?
Isn't that going to be even worse, because now you're taking the dating advice from Miami, you're going to apply to like some random woman in Pakistan or something.
I'm just relating to what my point is, like in terms of the advice you said, like they give for men.
I've actually never, I've watched a good amount of Fresh and Fit. This thing, like I don't know when they said that, but that has to be a special show, because it's not frequent. It's not frequent.
I just said it like 2 shows ago,
but it's not frequent. Like it's not frequent. This is not their message. Like Myron on repeat. Myron is on repeat. 50 women on repeat. That's literally what he preaches, bro. And you know it. You literally know it. He is on repeat.
But anyways, we've talked about all this stuff. And if you guys are just joining in, you guys don't forget to like the video. If you're on YouTube.
Yeah, I'm on YouTube.
Go on Love Gator, is it?
Love Gator, on YouTube.
Love Gator on YouTube. Like the video on YouTube and follow me on Twitch here, guys.
You guys already know where to be, man. TTV_TJ Rockstar on Twitch, man. You guys know where to be, man.
More of these podcasts.
And shout out to
Twitch is a gaming podcast and stuff like that.
Oh, so you do gaming?
Guy, what do you mean? Have you gone on Twitch before? You can, you see, you can't see anything on Twitch. It might be it might be TJ. There are hot top streamers these days.
Oh yeah, they are.
You need to keep that in mind.
That's why we see you on.
You need to have your shower. You need to have your shower. Like you need to have your bath. You can't be smelling. You're advocating for having your bath, so it's a bathtub stream.
Very
important. To take your bath. Take your bath with your lotion. Your lotion. Oh god.
But let's go to the Uzom. You're the one that talked about insecurity as well, right? FOMO, fear of missing out because of peer pressure and all this kind of stuff. So, what do you guys think about? Because we were all small, we were all teenagers, and we all wanted to like do things, right? And our parents were like, "Oh, don't do this kind of thing to this age, blah blah blah." But what's the fear of missing out? If you're not going to die, I mean, maybe that stems from. Does that actually stem from like death, or I don't even know? Maybe I'm going to deep.
But maybe it doesn't stem. Nobody thinks that far.
Obviously, no one thinks that far. Like I'm going to die or like or anything. Like let me do this stuff. But maybe that might be because people are like, "Oh, I'm young. Let me do this now." Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Because I might never do this.
You hear people talking about this is your prime age.
It's like the YOLO mentality, basically. Like you only live once, so you should try this and that and all that. So that's basically it. And this is many people also. No, it's not justifiable. I think honestly, I think this is where, again, a good amount of advice from the Red Pill community is good in this aspect because many guys are brought up with the mentality that the age from like 13 till they're like 27 or something is the prime of their life.
Awesome.
And then because of that, they feel which is. No, guys.
When you mean prime, as in, do you mean like prime as in physically wise?
As in this is
physical wise.
Prime as in prime, like no, as in like in general.
Wealthy wise.
Is a lie.
That's a lie.
No,
including everything.
That's a lie.
Obviously, it's a lie.
No, that's a lie. Yeah, that's a lie. Yeah, okay, that's your point.
Many people are made to believe that, and as a result of that, they feel like, oh my goodness, I'm so young now. You know, if I don't do it now, I'll be so old when I get the opportunity, and it's not going to be that fun. Blah blah blah. So they end up trying to rush things and they just get themselves into stupid situations.
Destroy their lives, basically.
Yeah, they basically just destroy their lives instead of like waiting for something. Because in the end, the prime of a guy's life is from like what late 20s till his 50s.
When you say prime, oh yeah, okay, yeah.
Because I don't see the point of advising men to be disciplined in the gym, disciplined in every other thing they do, but how they sleep with women. That's what I don't really get because you see that everywhere. Which is one of the you see that everywhere.
And it's one of the major, what's it called? One of the major things you need to learn as a guy is how to be disciplined in controlling your desires.
Exactly.
Because to be very honest, that bleeds into everything else.
That literally bleeds into everything.
A lot of guys who are very successful in many other random, unrelated sports, like many successful boxers, will tell you how they go on like monk mode. Like geek streaks where they don't sleep. They don't sleep. They don't sleep with people. They don't watch any sort of porn and all that simply because they want to be focused. And, you know, they want to be
very important. Have discipline. Very, very important, man. Because without that, like where you have to have focus, you have to have a mindset, and you have to be driven as a man and have a purpose. That's very important because if you don't have that purpose,
if you don't have that purpose, then
your mind is going to fall off. I heard it. The irony quotes that goes like a man with no purpose.
Is it Devil's Workshop?
Follows like chases women.
I
have to create my own.
Yeah, but something about like
an idol man is a Devil's Workshop.
If you have no purpose, you like follow like you go after women and chase women. Yeah, but like if you have a purpose,
you follow your desires,
that purpose and then it'll actually come to you. Like there's a code that goes like that.
Exactly. That's another thing which
like chasing women and like feeling like the prize, right? It's like like you have to feel like you're worth, like you have to know your value as a man. Because most men are just brought up to believe, oh, be like this to women and be like this. Like they don't actually know like their value, because
most guys are brought up to
the actual underpinnings of all of this, right? It's like if you think of it, men rarely like get sex, right? In terms of like it's very because women are the gatekeepers to sex, right? So any opportunity men can get, they'll try and like they don't feel like they have any worth in terms of like so they have to actually like work. They have to actually work on themselves and know like this is my value. I can't just like give myself away to anyone because so and so. But not many men are like informed in that direction, so
which is why I always find it counterintuitive to, because the red pill is, to be honest, it's only Fresh and Fit that gives advice other than relationship advice. You know, they give like real estate, they give all those like other financial advice.
I've never watched a video of theirs at all.
Like they are doing well actually. They're actually helping men.
Video. No,
I've watched like
their stuff seems to be very relationship centric, and I'll be honest.
Like if you that's exactly what they push out more. Kind of, but
I think their whole point is like
it's about men. They are trying to
about like hypergamy, and like first of all, as a man, know yourself and know like what you qualify to, like who you qualify for, like your own worth, your own value. Then go into the dating pool. That's their point. It's like better yourself as a man first before you go in.
I mean, that sounds like. Do you guys know First Man, Chris Sturmy? He's a British YouTuber. You don't know him. You should check his stuff out. He makes lots of very good content.
The first one.
I think he's a friend of Ham's.
That might be Adamu.
Adamu.
The first man, right? That's Adamu. But yeah, what about him?
No, it's the same thing. Like he talks about this idea of life setup where you basically dedicate certain portions of your life to setting up for later portions. So for example, from your teens to your 20s, you aim on building a good body and building like your mentality, your money, your mentality, your money, and all that. So that
we know you're not, for example.
No,
go ahead. No.
So when you get to like your late 20s and your 30s, then you can focus on the idea of like building relationships and all that. So yeah, which is something that makes sense to me, to be honest, because I don't know how people try to do it, but I don't think that it's possible to focus on multiple areas of your life and improve substantially in them at the same time.
Like I don't. There's a regular quote now: "Master of all, jack of all trade, master of none." It's the same thing.
Master of none.
Yeah,
it's the same thing, honestly. So I think that guys have to go through phases of trying to like improve distinct things, and then they just stack them together.
So
over time.
are you like? I want to ask you guys personally though, like in your own lives, right? Would you see? Have you ever like been pushed to, kind of like you'd be like, because me, I'm speaking from my own perspective, right? Sometimes I just sit down like, man, if I just maybe had a wife, man, I'll just I'll be in her arms now, just after work, after stuff, just get back home, just relax, there's food already for me because she's doing her duty.
That's a natural male thing.
So, I'll go first.
Okay.
Like I'll just say like yes. But if you think about like the actual reason, right? Like I'm a philosopher, so I always go like back, right?
Wow. Sorry,
like if you actually go back in the actual like the underlying reasons beyond like for all of these things, right?
Beyond desire,
is obviously like the sexual part is like the bedrock of everything. First of all, if you think of like you might not think of it, it might be indirect, but like you think. Obviously, you're only like it's a subconscious. That's first, and then second is like you need a partner, like someone that is different to you, that's not your gender, like someone like that thinks differently from you. That
exactly.
That kind of thing. So they all come together. Like, the actual reason, and then if you're like, okay, all these reasons now, obviously the sexual part is something I can't fulfill by myself or with other guys. That will come with time. Yeah, and then if you think of like, okay, the other parts of like talking to someone and stuff like that. Forming a relationship, I can do that with any girl, So if you actually separate all the reasons for the wife, the cooking part, your mom can do that for you, your aunt can do that for you. If you separate all the reasons that you need someone.
Yeah, but the thing is, there is still there's still the sentiments associated with a wife, to be honest.
Yeah, the feeling, I'm not denying that. Yeah, my point is just that
exactly.
Yes, everyone feels that like everyone feels that like growing up and stuff like that, and you're gonna always feel it, and then you just have to deal with it, man.
It's a temporary thing, to be honest.
But everything is temporary at the end of the day, though. Even life itself is temporary, so.
That is true, actually.
So everything is actually temporary.
No, but when I say temporary, I mean it's like a very fleeting emotion. It's like, I don't know, say you are on a cut, you're trying to lose weight. At some point you feel hungry, it's like, okay, this feeling is going to be gone in 15 minutes.
So that's discipline.
Big Mo. You know Big Mo, if you're Big Mo.
Yeah, Big Mo. Big
Mo, freshman fit.
It's freshman fit. That's a huge lad.
Yeah, it's like
a
huge lad.
No, I'm being nice with the quotes. I'm being nice with the quotes.
It's Mosala's brother.
I'm being nice. He was looking for something and probably ended his call. Let me guess. But yeah, I was going
But
off.
yeah, the feeling, man. I always get the feeling. Like,
Yeah, that feeling, because
it happens, man. It happens.
that I feel
But
that
my
is
point
what
just, like,
I feel. Sorry, I feel that is what leads people into this dating. Like people, that's one of the reasons I didn't mention that. That's one of the reasons that people will be like, okay, I'm tired of feeling alone in some sense. Like I want to get that female experience per se, and they kind of go about it the wrong way. Because let me see how I freaking battled that, right? So for a while, like this I never had this issue till I actually came here. I don't know whether there's a thing about the air. Once you just breathe in the air here, it rewires you.
No hair.
Like,
what's the issue of it?
No, like, I'm talking about, like, I never used to back in Nigeria. I never used to like feel pushed to like interact with women. Like it was easy. It's still easy.
No, I think it's the age and the friends.
That is what I noticed
what's it called. Even after throughout White Sands.
I didn't care.
Because you guys like
go through.
Yeah, probably like you guys were all boys.
No, there were other guys that were doing it though. There were other guys that were doing it. Like were actually but to me it was like
if you had a proper friendship group
in
secondary school, like in White Sands, you wouldn't feel the need.
Yeah.
Because in a sense, it's kind of like the guys they would give you an outlet for all of the feelings that would usually be channeled towards females. So
apart from the sex, of course. Like hello, I don't know for you, but I'm just speaking for myself. Just speaking from my. Well, for some guys, yeah.
It's fine.
So guys, there's some stories. But anyway, so you have to quickly move on. So in that sense, so how did I really go from being at peace with? I was always at peace. I'm still at peace, right? But at that situation, it was just sporadic. It just came from nowhere. Like this was like few months, then I was like, I just realized that, oh wait. And also I think COVID added to it. COVID actually made it so
that's
difficult.
Another thing.
COVID did a lot of damage to like people's social ability. So you get me. So that everything put together just hit me, and I was like, yo,
it's man.
I don't really have I have lots of guy friends. Like I'm always on like talking with the boys and all that. But I'm going to get married someday. Like the problem for me was I was always thinking I'm going to get married someday, and there's no way I'm going to get married to someone I do not know. Meaning it has to start off as a friend or something, and I don't have any friends, or I have maybe few, and I've already
Remember what we're talking about? Like your dad has also told you this. Like first of all, obviously all that stuff you're saying is very good, and we can all relate to that. But it's like you have to work on yourself. This time you have now, like we all have to work on ourselves and better ourselves, because at the end of the day, even if you find that friend, like she's not going to look your way if you don't have certain things, if you don't have certain traits. This time is meant for us to, like, as Naso said, like better ourselves, be the best we can be, and then dive in there, man. So,
of course. I was just trying to break down the story, like as to why we're talking about dating and why people date. So I gave a reason that that feeling, and I actually started going out. Like I always, like me, I was always social. Like I like referring to myself as an introvert, right? But I'm actually kind of in between.
Extroverted.
I'm in between. Like sometimes I'm like I don't want to see anybody. I just want to stay in. And sometimes I'm just a geek making noise outside. You get me?
Yeah, ambivert.
Yeah, that's the word actually. So and I just said I started using Instagram. That's when I used was it Bumble or it wasn't Tinder, definitely. I think it was Bumble.
Were you still in Nigeria then?
When I used I never used any social app in Nigeria. I highly doubt it. Or maybe during COVID. During COVID I did in Nigeria. Because I was in Nigeria doing COVID for like maybe the first few months of COVID. But yeah, so came over here, and the whole thing just hit me at once, and I was like, okay, how do I? Because if there's a problem, you have to fix the problem, and there's either the good way to fix it or the bad way, and I've never experienced that situation, so I was like, okay, I'm going to. This was the first alternative I had. Let's meet more women, right? It's women, my body is shouting, oh, women. Let's meet more women, okay? So I went on dating apps, I went on, because meeting people in real life is literally freaking hard now. You get me? It's freaking hard. So I did dating apps and all that, man. Rubbish. It only became worse, actually. It became worse because you now start feeling like, oh, there's something wrong with you. Oh, you get me?
No, not even that.
Like you lose confidence.
You're
exposed to lots of women, and so you have increased urges. It's like people who say that they watch porn, to get rid of horniness, but porn only makes you hornier.
You're right. You're right.
Having to go back in a sense, so you get more.
You're right. You're actually very right too.
But the correct thing you did, like, is identifying the problem, identifying, what you can do
potential
to solve it,
solution,
and then
Precisely.
going from those, like, you learn.
Exactly. So
there's a phase,
I freaking tried out everything. Then I was like, okay, no, man, I'm not doing this online rubbish. Like, if I see any DM from I'll freaking slap somebody. You get me? Nobody should freaking. No, I don't want to see any online rubbish on my phone. And I, after I dropped all that, then I started working on. I was like, okay, so what do I do now? Then, because I had I had friends. Like I said, I had some friends, right? But those friends, let me tell you something about me. I don't know why, but I'm always with if there's anybody that's going to be attracted to me, they always have like boyfriends. I don't know why, and I've refused. I've refused to indulge in such activities, like, because I see like relationships as marriages. So like, why should I come in between it? You get me?
That's
so sweet. You get me? I'm a sweet guy. I'm a nice guy. So I don't want to ruin a family. You get me? So I just have to not because there were times it was leading in that direction. I had to fight myself and be like, okay, look. Started call some of them sisters, call some of them auntie. They will let go of you once you. Yeah, they'll trust me. They'll be turned off and they'll be like, nah. But so all that. Nah, man. All that happened. Yeah, please go.
Like, from experience, I started dating at a very, very young age, like at 14, in secondary school. I regret it very much.
Prime.
Grandmaster.
I like that phrase a lot. 2K Elo.
I like that today. The chess master. Yeah, go, sir.
At the time, I was looking for a relationship, but it happened, and it was very short. After that, a couple years passed. I was still in secondary school. Then that was when what Uzom said. I started feeling like, it would be nice to have a girl. Like, I can.
Keyword would be. That's the keyword. Would be nice. That's just
So now what happened?
Sorry.
What then happened was that this girl that I used to have a crush on in primary school transferred to my school. To me, it was like a good opportunity.
The devil. Your camera is your camera frozen? Okay, it's good now. It's good.
Okay.
It's fine. Yeah.
So I took the opportunity. I went and we dated for like 2 years plus.
Wow.
And
that was a long time.
Yeah, it was.
This was in secondary school. Like, how old were you?
Yeah,
like
I was like 16.
16.
Oh.
Yeah, when I started, I was like 16. Yeah, till we graduated. The funny thing is that she broke up with me right the day we were writing our last WAEC paper.
She was waiting. She was waiting for it.
Yeah, and during this relationship, like, I saw red flags, much red flags, but because I wanted somebody, I wanted a girl like I could go to. I just, to me, I was like, okay, maybe I can change her, which was very, very to me.
Worry.
So I stayed with her. I did a lot of things for her, like, and I didn't talk to women. I didn't talk to girls. Like, if you should talk to people I've been with to school, I did not talk to girls, even boys in general. It's only a select few. So things were shaking in the relationship. One day she said she wanted to see other guys, and then I was
Papi Cisse.
What does that mean?
Exactly. I was already getting signals say, okay, this girl wants to find a way to branch off. She now started misbehaving, doing some things. Like, it was a very crazy thing. But as Uzom said, I wanted that urge to be with somebody, and I ended up regretting the relationship very much because I wasted time, energy, and money.
Yeah, but you also learn from it, man.
You learn from it. Yeah, that's to me, like, you see
who you are now.
You should
so learn from everything. Like,
you should be like Tit says.
But, yeah,
like Tit says. Like Tit says, your girlfriend broke your heart. That's good. Now get into the gym. Yeah, exactly. Like, that's literally, you say, oh, that's good. That's a good motivator. But
now you have motivation.
But let me also say this. There's something about that kind of motivation, right? If you're motivated, you're either motivated on love or on hate, or like love, hate, or revenge. You get me? So if you can find a way to to actually properly heal, instead of like, I'm going to get jacked, I'm going to get money, I'll pay back for what she did and all that. You would end up hurting yourself in the long run, because when you get there, you still realize that, okay, now I've hurt this girl, okay, now what am I? So all my life purpose was built on just hurting one girl. You get me? So you're literally back to square one, if you ask me. Because you have trauma you did not heal from, because you're now going to go into the next relationship with probably the same, attributes you had, because you were not working
and
on
you
those.
don't know how to interact with people properly.
So you just boom, same thing. You have, maybe you now become a villain. You now start hurting, looking for who to hurt. Since you have no purpose, you now start looking for who to hurt, and it just keeps going, man. So that's what I'm saying. If you have, like, if you're in a situation where, okay, this girl did do this.
Saying this, this is the first thing you've said that makes sense, Uzam.
Thank God, man. But yeah.
It's nice.
Because I don't still go around and sleep around with people. That's all right, chat. Anyway, so you should channel that energy into, yes, healing yourself, but healing yourself properly. You be like, all right, I you look at what you did wrong. You're like, oh, I didn't. Like, you admitted some of the things you did. You saw red flags. You did not cater to those red flags. You had standards. You put them down, because, like I would say, never put down your standards for anything, because your standards are there to keep you on check. So if you put down your standards, you get checkmated. Precisely, man. She will walk over you. He will walk over you. This is advice for both girls, both guys. No, this. Like, I don't see stuff based on gender. You get me? So
of course.
What? Like, what? Anyway, so you just have to heal properly and accept your. I won't call it losses. I won't call it, like me. I call it, like, when you take an L. People say, you took an L. Yeah, you learnt, like, L for learning. It's a learning opportunity. That's how I see it. No, that's how I see it. L is for learning, because if it didn't happen to you then, it was going to happen to you sometime in the future. Imagine you became a billionaire. You had money. This thing now happens to you. She goes with half of your money, so you have more to lose. You get me? So it's better it's happening now. It's better it's happening now than then. You get me? So I think I've done enough ranting on that. So guys, just heal properly, man, because
Wisdom, guys. Wisdom.
That's just it, man.
Yeah, follow. Go to YouTube, guys. Check him out there.
TTV_TJ Rockstar, the geek. Check him out on Twitch, guys. And shout out to Hitman and Nonso, as always, man. Nonso is a fine boy, so he has to hide himself. Obviously. We see you, man.
Yeah. But yeah, I think we're coming to round up here. We've been going for how long here? Like,
going for a bit.
Yeah. So,
do you have any other topics, guys? Do you have any other
last points here? We just talk about everything, basically.
Hitman, are we good on everything?
Talk about value and morals, right? Talk about, like, how that Christian dating apps, how it influences the hookup culture. We basically talked about everything, man.
Yeah.
So to round up, like, what's everyone's final thoughts on, modern dating, and
what would they advise? Yeah, what would you advise, like, a young man, a young man, young lad? Yeah. So we'll start with the geek that's hiding himself.
The nerd.
The geek.
You're a geek,
DNG.
That's show yourself, geek.
I actually want to get pure water, so you understand.
Regular. It's pure water that's inside here. Funny enough, to be honest,
proper bag.
To be honest, pure water is far cleaner than Canadian. I'm sorry, Canada, man.
Water here, so
like, I can't lie. Like, it's pure.
It has a taste. No, obviously, it has a taste.
It's pure. Alright, so here we go.
I said pure. What was
like, what's the advice? What advice would you give to somebody that is young and going down the path of life that has to do with this kind of dating? What would you have to give to them, man?
I would say that, well, firstly, to be honest, there's more to your life than women. That's one thing. I think a lot of guys get lost in, or they get sucked into this mentality that they have to either find the perfect woman, or their life is going to be over, they're going to be alone forever, they're going to go into depression, eventually jump off a bridge or something. And it's like, no, you have lots of years left, to be honest. You have a lot of years left. You've only lived for probably less than a quarter of your life so far, and you have a lot of potential, lots of things that you could do, and a lot of things that you could do to occupy your time. Because honestly, you stalking people on dating apps, for example, or you going around looking for very low tier relationships, isn't really helping you in any way. No matter how much you tell yourself that it's experience, it doesn't help you get proper women with proper values, to be frank. So yeah. And I was thinking of something else. Wow. I mean, I guess that's basically it. The other point
Doubly not so, guys. Doubly not so.
Is that you should also spend time building up yourself, because honestly, if you truly want to find a good woman, I assume that's to build a proper family. But that also means you have to have other things in place. And I think a lot of guys misprioritize things where they start to look for a female when they have nothing going on in their lives. And they get surprised when they get no females, but in reality, what do you really have to offer? Like, can you really sustain a woman emotionally, psychologically, physically? Do you have any way to actually be a proper patriarch of a family? And if you don't, then those are things that you should consider working on before you actually go into, searching for women. So yeah, that's basically it.
Hey man.
Nobody's, man.
Okay, me. What I would say is, in terms of looking for relationships as a guy, your main priority is to be your dream girl's dream man. Work on yourself. Get there. Let it be that the person you want to be with also wants to be with you. That means you also have to put in the work and get there.
Okay. Well, you guys already know my take, man. Dating is a waste of time if you don't have the thought of marriage in your head, right? If you're not thinking marriage-wise, you shouldn't even be thinking about women. You get me? And of course, there's time for all this. If you're in high school, you shouldn't even be talking about women. You should be freaking focusing on your purpose, on even if you have no purpose, it's definitely not women. I'll tell you this. If your dad is telling you read your books, freaking read your books, man. Like your parents should freaking advise you at such ages. You get me? And when you get to older ages and stages, you would get urges, right? You get urges. Try your best to sit through these urges and understand what they are before you act, because most of the time people just I feel horny, let me beat my meat, or let me smash somebody, or let me watch porn. You get me? You have to freaking control your mind first off, because if you can't control your mind, that's the only thing you can have 100% control of. If you can't control that, then what can you really control? You're wondering why you're broke. You're wondering why you have no girls. Like, of course, because you don't have mental control. So first off, control your mind, control what you see, because what you see is what you literally eat. What you watch, what you consume, they all form a part of you. So just be careful about that. And if you're looking for relationships, look for it properly. Look for something long term, because anything short term is just going to be a waste of money. It won't be a waste of time since you get to learn, but if you're not willing to even look back at the past that will happen, right, you won't learn. So just try not to make I think I've said enough, man. I've said enough, man.
And I have nothing more. You guys have literally said everything. I was literally gonna say what you said, Uzam, about like watching what you watch, what you take in, what you feed your soul. First of all, is what you actually envision, like what you actually see. So, and then what you said also as well, like being the good man for yourself, for your family, for yourself first, then for your family, like being that masculine role, taking that masculine role, being a good patriarch, and as you said as well, Hitman, like being the good guy, being the future man that you want that your spouse wants, right? So all these things, like we've literally said this all. And guys, one thing you guys take from this, man, focus on yourself first, be a good person, and then
sorry, just to cut in on that good person. When we say be a good person, we're not saying act like a good person, because there's a difference, right? If you're a good person, if you're a good person, you want the good for someone else, not because you want benefits from that person, right? So if you're talking to this girl or showing her this part of you because you want her to sleep with you, you're not a good person. You're a businessman. You get me? So be good because you want to show love and you want to give back to somebody, instead of trying to act like what you're not, and they'll expect stuff from you based on how you've acted, and you won't be able to provide that because you're not that person, because you can't keep up with the act no matter how much you try. So that's just that.
Yeah, man. Shout out to everyone here, and thank you guys for joining the podcast today.
Thank you, man. Hitman, Nonso, man. TJ, appreciate your time. Chat, TJ side, God bless you all. Guys on the channel, check freaking TTV_TJ Rockstar. We'll see you all in the next one.
I'm going to hop on Fortnite.
Of course, you guys know it's Fortnite Battle Royale time, man. And if you guys have questions, if you guys have suggestions, if you guys have advice you want to give, topics you want us to cover, I've made a Discord channel, and I will put that in the link of this video for you guys. Or if you're in TJ's chat, tell TJ, and TJ will just.
If you guys want to IRL like right now or later on, you guys should just tap in chat.
Nonso doesn't play. Nonso plays PUBG. Nonso is a rat playing PUBG, bro. A geek, man. Who plays that game?
PUBG what?
PUBG.
I've not seen PUBG in a long time. I used to play it. It was actually quite nice.
I played that stuff. PUBG
was the original Fortnite.
Don't call that thing Fortnite. It was never Fortnite.
It was the OG Fortnite.
Although it was Battle Royale, It was Battle Royale.
Could you build in PUBG?
Nah, you can't do any. It's only Fortnite. Fortnite is the only game you can build in, man. W game.
You can't build. It's not Fortnite.
It's not Fortnite,
PUBG and Minecraft, basically.
Bro, Fortnite is the best game in the world. Anyway, I will be ending the stream here. I'll catch you on the next one. Watch this video here if you love this video, of course. Why not? Catch you on the next one. Peace. That's how I end my stream. Don't worry, I was still here. I was still here.